So this is 2.3 problem set in elementary algebra. 1 through 28 should not give you any problems. Just from the examples we did earlier, those are going to look pretty easy. One of the things that you might be good to practice on is something like 26. 2/5 x equals 6 over 15. You might find this easier, and this is the way the book does it. I take a number that's multiplied by x. I turn it upside down, and I leave the sign on it. So I just took the 2/5, turned it upside down, multiplied it by what I was given, and let me get my parenthesis up here, equals 6/15, and multiply this by that same number that I flipped upside down. When I do that, this turns into 10 over 10, which is 1, so that doesn't even need to exist. And then I multiply, get negative 30 and positive 30. So any number over itself is 1, and then this minus sign shows up there. Okay, let's try one more like that, because some of you might find that this is a better way to get rid of the fractions than the way I showed you. So if we look at, let's look at 28. Negative 7/2 y equals negative 14. Alright, so I'm going to take that negative 7/2, I'm going to flip it upside down, leave the negative there, and then put my 7/2 y here, equals negative 14. And then since I did that to that side, I'm going to do it over here. Alright, so when I do this, this automatically goes away and turns into a 1. So that just completely gets rid of the fraction real quick and easy. This is 14 over 1, so 14 times 2 is 28. 2 negatives give me a positive. 7 times 1 is 7. So y equals 28 divided by 7, which is 4. Okay? So if that's easier for you, go ahead and do that. Sometimes students don't like to do it because it's a change to what they're used to, and it's a little bit new, so it makes it a little bit kind of scary. Alright, so let's look at 34. Simplify both sides as much as possible and then solve. That is a very, very important thing to do. Always simplify what you can on both sides of the equal sign before you do anything else. That just makes your life so much easier. So, for example, 10 minus 16 is negative 6. 12x minus 6x, 12 minus 6 is 6, minus 3 is 3x. There, we just got rid of a whole lot of stuff, and now I have negative 6 equals 3x. So get rid of the 3 by dividing. Negative 6 divided by 3 is 2, and there's one negative, so it's negative. That is a 1, and your answer is negative 2. So do one side of the equal sign as much as you can, the other side of the equal sign as much as you can, then start getting stuff moved back and forth across the equal sign, rather than trying to do it one little bit at a time. Let's see here. 37 to 44. Solve the following by multiplying both sides by negative 1. So what they're doing, let's look at 42. We have negative 15 equals negative a. So it says they want us to multiply this side times negative 1 and this side times negative 1. That's all they want you to do. Well, what this does not say, just so you know, this is not saying negative 1 minus 15. It said multiply. That's why we like parentheses, because that makes sure that you know that right now it's negative 1 times negative 15, not negative 1 minus 15. And we can do the same thing here. Put everything in parentheses and life is better. Negative times a negative is a positive. 15 times 1 is 15. Negative times a negative is a positive. A times 1 is 1a, or just a. So a equals 15. What they're doing is they're just getting you practiced up with using negatives and bouncing around with negatives times a negative and all that kind of stuff. 45 to 62. Solve each of the following, just like we did in the examples 6 through 9. So I'm not going to do any of those. 63 through, all the way through 80. Solve by using a method shown in example 10. So let's go ahead, let's grab number 80. I always like to take like the last one because it's the hardest one usually, and too many times the examples show you how to do the easy ones and they don't show you how to do the hard ones. Minus 8 equals negative 2. So we're going to do distribution here. 18y plus 12 minus 8 equals negative 2. We're going to combine these terms right here. 18y and positive 12 minus 8 is 4, and that equals negative 2. We're going to get rid of that 4 by subtracting it from both sides, and that'll go away. 18y equals negative 6. Divide by 18, divide by 18, and we get y, because those go away, equals negative 6 over 18 would be, let's see, 3 goes into 6 twice, 3 goes into 18 6 times. It can still be reduced even more than that because 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 6 3 times. So that ends up being your answer for number 80. Okay, so that's the problem set for lesson 2.3.